G'day everyone, Tim from Bozzy Garage here. We're taking the Tesla Model 3 from Melbourne up to Bright for a bit of a snow road trip. Let's see how it all goes. Well, you join us halfway through our trip. We're going to spend a few nights in Bright and then we're going to go up to Falls Creek and Mt Hotham for a bit of snowboarding. We've arrived here at Euroa. It's about 9:30 at night on a Wednesday. We're the only ones here that are going to be charging, I think. So, anyway, easily done. Grab our Supercharger. In you go. Nice. That's the great thing about Tesla Superchargers. You just plug it in. As long as you've got an account on your Tesla app, you've set up a payment method, then you will be automatically charged. Let's find out what kind of charging rate we're getting tonight. So we started in Melbourne with 100%. We're arrived here with 50%. And the charge limit I've put is 100%. Most of the time you only want to do 80% because it does slow down a little bit beyond 80%. Anyway, it's only going to take us half an hour to get to 100%, and we're getting the full whack of 133 kilowatts, which is actually pretty quick. There are other 250 kilowatt chargers, but hey, this is the only one we've got. Enough time for a quick toilet stop, and then we'll head on towards Bright. Right, so a couple of thoughts about charging while we're waiting to move on. Number one, if you've got a Tesla, make sure that if you're taking a long distance drive, that you actually use the app on your phone or the app on your car in order to figure out where you're going. It'll tell you where the charging stations are, well, the Tesla ones anyway, and it'll make sure that you won't run out of any power. Now, if you don't have a Tesla, that's fine. The app you should definitely use is called ABRP, which means A Better Route Planner. More or less the same kind of thing as the Tesla app, except it gives you a bit more variety. It will put in chargers which are non-Tesla superchargers too, like EV, Firefox, ChargeFox, all the rest of them too. So a really good app for the non-Tesla owners in order to plan your journey. Now, specifically for the journey that we're doing tonight, which is Melbourne to Bright, the Tesla app said that if we charge here at Euroa, we can charge up enough to get all the way from Euroa to Bright and arrive in Bright with about 10% charge remaining. Now, that may or may not be fine. The thing is, where we're staying, there is actually, I think it's an EV charger not far away. And what we could do is we could check in and I can plug the car in for half an hour or so and get back up to another 100%. And then we're good for tomorrow, whether we go to the snow or somewhere else. Anyway, we'll make that decision soon enough. So again, we're at about 88% or so. I've plugged in our final destination, which is Bright Velo Hotel. It's a really nice place. We've eaten there before. Anyway, it says that if we leave now at 88%, we'll arrive there with 52%. And just around the corner from Bright Velo, there's an EV charger. So we are good to go. So some of the features about the Tesla which are still amazing, especially for long distance driving, we've got autopilot enabled, we've got cruise control, we've got adaptive matrix LED headlights, and the truck in front is in a dark spot there and it's all bright on either side of it. Fantastic technology. Love it. We've arrived in Bright. It's nearly midnight. We've arrived with a tiny bit less power than predicted. We've got 44%. I think we were predicted to have 50%. Anyway, we are at the EV charger now here, which is opposite Sixpence Coffee, the best coffee in Bright, and Reed & Co Distillery, the best gin distillery in Bright. Let's see if the auto charge works now. I've already registered my car to the account, so I should just be able to plug it straight in. So we're charging now at the EV charger in Bright. The auto charge didn't work, doesn't matter. Use the app, we're able to get the session started anyway. We're getting 48 kilowatt and 45-minute remaining, starting at 45%. That's going all the way to a charge limit of 100. That'll be fine, I think. On the way in, we did see the 4 new Tesla Superchargers at the Woolies in Bright. They're all installed, but they're not active yet. So last night we charged up to 95% at the EV charger in Bright. We didn't go to 100%, it was just taking too long because as you get to 100% the charge rate does slow down. Today we didn't go to the snow, we went off to Rutherglen, had an amazing meal at All Saints Winery, grabbed some chocolate at Coroa Whiskey and Chocolate, grabbed a pie at Parker Pies, and at All Saints we were able to charge up using their destination charger. So we got 40% of the battery back over a couple of hours that we were there. Fantastic. We also just stopped at Bilson's Brewery in Beechworth. picked up some great liquor from them, and again they've got actually they've got half a dozen Tesla destination chargers, so you get to charge your car while you're eating and drinking and doing all that too. We are now heading towards Ovens. There is a Tesla Supercharger there, and if you look here and you program in Oven Supercharger into your destination, it will go to preconditioning battery for fast charging. Kind of important, means you don't spend so much time charging. We'll charge up there as much as we can, and we'll head back to Bright tonight and off to the snow tomorrow. Well, we've arrived at the beautiful Tesla Supercharger in Ovens next to that pub hotel over there. We've just plugged in, we've got 25 minutes remaining, we're starting at 70% and we're getting 120 kilowatt. So yeah, pretty good. We'll go for a little bit of a walk, we might go and have a drink at the pub. Now, if you look at the Google reviews, some people have complained that the pub have told you to buy a drink if you want to use the toilets. And look, that's fair enough. The pub do not own the Tesla Supercharger, and the Tesla Supercharger do not own the pub. So don't be a dick. If you want to use the facilities, go and have a drink, order something, support a business who has supported you by allowing a supercharger to be built on the premises. And yeah, just don't be a jerk and leave them a positive review, because they've done some good. The pub next to the Oven Supercharger. Well, today we're going from Bright to Falls Creek. We got in last night with 92%. We're down to 87% already. Yeah, we lost a lot of charge overnight because it's quite cold here in Bright. We are going to Falls Creek Alpine Resort. And what this will do is tell us how much charge we're going to lose on the way up. It's going to take us an hour and a half to get there. Only 60k, but we're going to end up with 55% of charge remaining, which is about, let's say there, we're going to use up 30% of the battery. It is cold, it's uphill and downhill. Coming back won't use up 30%, but there is a charge at the top of Falls Creek. We might plug in there and get a bit of a charge happening too. We finally arrived at Falls Creek. Pretty easy drive. We have arrived with 57%, which is pretty much exactly what the car said it would take. So let's say we want to go back to Bright at the end of today. We will actually get there with 52% power. So you only really use up 5%. That's because you get to regenerate all the power that you burned up coming up here. That said, we've parked at the lower car park at Falls Creek. We're going to plug into EV. We're going to bump up to about 90% while we're getting changed. Right, so it's actually not an EV, I was mistaken. It's a Charge Fox. You can put an RFID in, but what we're going to do here is we're going to get our app out. Details, we're going to start up with station 2802, port A. Open that up. Unlock. Add credit card, alright. Okay. 2802, port A, unlock. Connect the charging plug. Okay, there we go. Charging at, it's not very fast at the moment. Hopefully that will ramp up. We only want to get about 90% and we should be okay. That's not great. So it turns out that the Charge Fox charger here at Falls Creek is only a 3-phase charger. We're only getting 11 kilowatts, as you can see there. 2.5 hours. If I want to get to 100%, I'll probably put the limit at 90%. Anyway, it's better than nothing, and of course you do regenerate some extra power when you go down. It does say charge latch not engaged, that's why it's flashing orange before, but anyway, 11 kilowatts, that's all we need. We'll come back about lunchtime. Now, if you're going to be at a public charger for a while and there's maybe some demand for it, it'll be good to use this app called PlugShare, and you can let people know where you are and when you're going to go. We're charging now, and I'm going to say here, leaving at 1 p.m. There we go. I'll be here for about 2.5, give or take. Max kilowatt we're getting is 11, and then we hit submit. So if you're on PlugShare, social media networking for EV users, now you can look here and you can read my message, and you'll know that if you come back at about 1 o'clock, you can use this charging port. Well, we've made it to the end of the day at Falls Creek. We did charge up to 95% at the Charge Fox charger in the lower car park. We lost 2% in about 3 hours just sitting in the cold. We've put in the destination that we want to go, back home to Bright Villa Hotel, and we should end up with 87% when we arrive, which is only 6% less than that. So it does actually take a lot more than 6% to get all the way back to Bright. It is a bit of a journey. It's 60k up and down. But because we're going downhill, we are going to regenerate and regain a lot of the lost power that we used up getting here this morning. But the good thing is when we get back to Bright with 87%, we might lose another 3 or 4% overnight, but we should be good for another run up the mountain, either back to Falls Creek or to Mt Hotham tomorrow, without having to charge up again overnight.
In their lawsuit against the restaurant. So their view there is that, they've sort of been added to this particular case and they shouldn't really be part of it, and they're trying any way they can get out of it, Erica.
Yeah, I see that, but I feel like...
We are at 83%. We have plugged in the destination of the Euroa Supercharger, and it says they're pre-conditioning battery for fast charging. From 83%, we'll get to Euroa with 37, plug in there for about 15 minutes, and then make it home back to Melbourne. Well, back at Euroa for the final stop before heading back to Melbourne. 45-minute remaining. We're currently at 41% and only getting 33 kilowatt. That's pretty slow actually. And every bay is now full. It is Sunday afternoon. High use supercharger. Charging limit set to 80%. Should be enough still anyway. We have enough charge to continue the trip. I'm only at 68%, but it says that I'll get home with 35%. So that's fine, we'll do that. We're going to move out of here. It's pretty busy, there was a couple of Teslas waiting, but the turnover here is pretty quick anyway. There was another public charger at the, I think it was the Shell at the exit to Euroa, and that seemed to have a couple of fast EV chargers there too. Anyway, the next thing will be arriving home. Only made it home after our long road trip. Got home with 31%. We left Euroa with 70% from the supercharger, and the total distance we travelled in the last couple of days, 1,153k. Total energy used 170 kilowatt, and average efficiency 147 watt hour per kilometre. Anyway, it's a trip that we do pretty frequently from Melbourne to Bright for the snow and for other things. Easy to do. Use a trip planner, use your Tesla Roadtrip planner, or use something like ABRP, a better route planner, PlugShare, and you too can make it quite easily. Tim from Bozzy Garage, thanks for watching, see you in the next video.